Hey guys, so the Mariners lost again today. Final score was 8-0. Let's talk about it. Yeah, rough game. Obviously, first blowout loss of the season, first shutout loss of the season, also. And there just was not that much. George Kirby went out there in the first inning, and immediately the defense just completely fell apart. We had an error from Jorge Polanco. We had Ty France not knowing how to make a double play. We had multiple terrible plays by Sebi Zavala, an awful throw. Mitch Haniger, again, not being able to play a competent right field defense. Just, it was mistake after mistake on the defense, and ends up all 3 runs, though, still earned by Kirby. Then go to the second inning, and George Kirby gives up 3 more runs. And how did he do that? Well, just by being not very good, because George Kirby had a rough game today. He was getting completely shelled, then comes back in the 4th inning, gives up a couple more runs, and his day was done. Didn't even make it through 4 innings, allowed 8 earned runs, and his ERA, guys, George Kirby, the ace of this baseball's, maybe he's not the ace, I don't know. His ERA is now 6.97, with Luis Castillo's ERA sitting at 6.85. So if you thought Castillo, if you had Kirby being even worse than Castillo today on your bingo card, you'd be right. Those are the 2 guys that are meant to be like 5th and 6th in the Cy Young odds. They have a 6.85 and 6.97 ERA. Rough start to the season. But then you're like, okay, well, it's 8-0. Maybe the offense can put some runs on the board and be competitive, right? I mean, it's not like Logan Allen is very good, is he? By the way, guys, let's look at Logan Allen's stats. First game of the season, by the way. Let's see. What did he do in his first game of the season this year? Oh, he went 5 innings and gave up 3 runs. Okay, so he's hittable. Last season he was a rookie, had a 3.81 ERA. So he's not bad. Logan Allen, he's a pretty good player, 25 years old. No, we're gonna get shut out by Logan Allen and co. And yeah, I mean, it was just a disaster of a game for the Mariners. The offense collected 5 hits, 4 walks. They did. Here's a fun stat. Today we struck out 8 times, which was the fewest of the season. J.P. Crawford was the only member of the team who reached base. No, J.P. Crawford and Luis Urias, both reaching base multiple times. And that's where we get to the positives. My 3 positives, number 1, J.P. going 1 for 2, and he also walked, and then he was actually taken out of the game. Dylan Moore moved over to shortstop. Luke Raley went to the outfield. And Luis Urias, positive number 2, Luis Urias. Going 1 for 3 with a walk, he collected his first hit as a Mariner. And yeah, that's pretty solid stuff. I'm good to see Luis Urias. He is still hitting .091, but progress, right? Progress. Only 1 error today, I think. Actually, there may not have been any errors. Okay, supposedly there was not a single error in this game. I don't believe that could be possible, but I guess they didn't give they didn't give Polanco or Zavala any errors, even though they definitely did. Mariners did have 7 runners in scoring position, but they went 0 for 7 with RISP. Julio Rodriguez stranded a couple. Julio struck out twice. So did Jorge Polanco, although Polanco did get another hit, so he has a 3-game hitting streak now. Good for him. Ty France got another hit. I believe he has a 6-game hitting streak now. Good for him. And France still hitting .320, highest batting average on the team other than Rojas, who doesn't qualify. But then comes my last positive, and this comes my player of the game. Austin Voth and Trent Thornton, they both went 2 scoreless innings. And again, am I nitpicking? I am definitely nitpicking because Kirby was so bad that no matter how good the bullpen was today, and by the way, they were so bad they actually brought in Josh Rojas to pitch the 9th inning. And Josh Rojas, he threw a scoreless 9th inning, so good for him. But Austin Voth wins player of the game because he went 2 1/3 scoreless. He still has the 0 ERA. Meanwhile, Trent Thornton lowers his ERA on the season down to 2.25 as he threw 2 scoreless innings as well. So the bullpen was decent. The lineup sucked. The starting pitcher, George Kirby, was terrible. And the Mariners are 3-4. What does this mean? Well, it means we lost. Obviously, we lost the series. We're currently have a losing record in April. We are now a game and a half back of the Rangers and Angels, who are tied atop the division. And we're also a game and a half back of the Angels and Rangers, who are tied for what would be the number 3 wild card. So we're in 7th place now in the AL wildcard standings, 10th place overall in the American League. Obviously not great, but it's still super early. We're only 7 games in. We're only a week into the season. Tomorrow we would be 1/20th into the season. So, the games that we have played so far does not even amount to a single NFL game. That is, that's kind of where we're at right now. We're still in the very early stages of the year. And look, I mean, this is a Mariners team that in the past, it's been slow starts and then get hot at the end, right? Look at 2021. We were 5 under on I believe, at some point in May, we were 5 under. And then we ended up finishing off 18 over. And obviously missed the playoffs by a couple games that season. But still, I mean, we finished off strong in 2021. And then in 2022, we were 10 under in June. We were 10 games below 500 in June. And we still ended up finishing 18 games over. We finished 90-72. So we had a 28. We from June, I believe it was from June 17th on, we were 28 over 500. And then even last year, look at last year. We started off, we were 5 under on April 29th, but even as late June, we were 3 under, and then pulled it together at the All-Star break, finished the season 14 over, but at one point we were 19 over last year. So it's still super early, guys. It's really hard to make a judgment on this team because we've seen this story 3 seasons in a row. The Mariners have been at least 5 below and ended up finishing at least 14 above. We've had a 19 game swing in 2023. We had a 28 game swing in 2022, and we had a 23 game swing in 2021. And so it's as much as I want to, and I will say, guys, it is hard for me not to overreact. It's hard for me not to just go off the rails here, but you have to put that into perspective, right? Yes, it's a slow start. The offense looks sluggish. We're hitting collectively as a team right now below the Mendoza line. We're hitting 197 as a team. I mean, I get it. That's really terrible. And especially when you look at the MLB stats right now, and you see Teoscar Hernandez currently leads the league in home runs with 4. The Mariners have 4 home runs as a team. I guess, okay, Mookie Betts has surpassed him, but still. The Mariners have 4 home runs as a team, and Teoscar has 4 home runs total. And it's I get it. I know it's frustrating. And you go to the Braves, and you look at their stats, and you see that, there's Jared Kelenic hitting .545 with a 1.25 OPS. And then you go to the Diamondbacks, and there's Eugenio Suarez hitting .346 with an 879 OPS. And then you go, we can continue. You go down to the Giants. There's Matt Chapman hitting .260 with an 898 OPS, 2 home runs. There's your old catcher Tom Murphy with a 708 OPS, 375 on base. And then you go down to the Dodgers, and there's Teoscar with a 226 batting average. Okay, not great, but 4 homers, 9 runs batted in, 971 OPS. And then you go to the Mariners, and the Mariners, our highest OPS, 917, is Josh Rojas, not even an everyday starter. Among our starters, the highest OPS is Mitch Haniger, right? So it's if we had, that's the irony, if we had Kelenic, Teo, and Gino, they would be the 3 best hitters on our team right now. And I get it. You see that and you're dang, why didn't we keep them? And yeah, I said on the podcast in the offseason, I thought we should have kept them. But we don't have them. And this is what we got. This is the team we're working with. And has it been a slow start? Yes, it really has. But are there positives? Yes. Like Ty France hitting 320. That's a positive. Mitch hitting 260 with a home run and a couple runs batted in. That's a positive. Jorge Polanco has a 3-game hitting streak. That's a positive. And, like, yes, it's tough, though. It is tough. Like, you got Dylan Moore down here hitting 111. Luis Urias hitting 090. Garver's hitting 143. Canzone 118. Sebi still doesn't have a hit. JP Crawford, it has 3 hits on the season, hitting 115. Polanco 145. And Julio, who did go 1 for 4 today, I believe. He is hitting 185. But it's like, it's still super early. Looking at the team stats, the Mariners right now, we are 22nd in home runs. We are 25th in runs scored. We are 20th in hits, impressively. We are currently, this is not very good, 19th in walks. I wish, we used to be a team that walked all the time. And we are 2nd in strikeouts. Tied with the Cardinals, 2nd in strikeouts. In stolen bases, the Mariners are 15th. We've only stolen 2. Team batting average, the Mariners are 28th. On base percentage, the Mariners are 28th. Slugging percentage, the Mariners are 29th. And in team OPS, the Mariners are dead last at 30th. So our offense has been the worst in the league. Pitching-wise, and this is the thing, though, because the offense, I get it, the offense has been bad. The pitching in the last 3 games hasn't been great. The last 4 games, actually. Ever since Gilbert's 7-inning gem last Saturday, the pitching has not been that good. So here's where our pitching ranks in the league right now. ERA, team ERA, we are 18th, middle of the pack. Innings doesn't really matter. In hits allowed, the Mariners are 6th. So we have allowed the 6th most hits in the league. And we have allowed the 10th most runs in the league. We have allowed the 10th most home runs in the league. We have walked. In walks, we're actually good. We're 24th in walks, so that's good. And then in strikeouts, we are 6th. So we are striking guys out. Walks and hits per inning, the Mariners currently ranking middle of the pack almost exactly, with the 9th lowest whip. And in opponent's batting average, the Mariners are 12th. So pitching has been average, offense has been terrible, and we're 3-4. We're not bad. We're 1 game below 500. If we were to go at a 3-4 pace all season, what would we be? It would be I think we'd win something like that would be a 6-8 pace. So that would turn into a 12-16 pace, which we can turn into 13-17, and then it would be 26 wins out of 60, and then it would be 52 wins out of 120, and then it would be 65 out of 150, and then it would be another 5. So we're on about a 70 win pace right now, which again, like, it's so early in the season though. So yeah, I will say, here's my biggest gripe about today was I did not think Mitch Haniger should have played. I think starting him 7 games in a row, you are playing with fire. Like, the dude has injury history. Why play him? Why start him? 7 games in a row, it's just not necessary. Like, Rayleigh came in off the bench and got a double. Like, why are we sitting Rayleigh and, like, I don't know, man. I think Mitch Haniger, and it's like, his bat has been good. His bat has been, I'll give it to him. He's been our best everyday hitter in the lineup. But his defense sucks, and we know he's injury prone. We know he's brittle. Why risk it? Playing him 7 games in a row, like, I don't like that. I never want to see him play 7 games in a row again honestly. Like 7, and and there's no off day in between. Like, he's gonna get an off day tomorrow, and then I'm guessing he's gonna go back out there and have another and start on Friday. But man, I don't like that. I think you got to give Mitch his off days, and honestly, I think we should start giving Polanco some rest too, because I think he needs a bit of a mental reset right now. He's not been playing well, and we do not want him to become Wong 2.0. With that being said, guys, that's all I have today. Those are my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments what are your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and hopefully the Mariners will improve going forward. We're gonna have a video tomorrow talking about some minor league players and breakout picks to watch. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. And this is the NW Sportscast. So like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, go Mariners.